Do it, lady.
Thomas here with Much Props, going to give you another how-to video. Today is Halloween if you were watching this when I release, and I need to bring the spooky, or at least the Halloween-related build. I've been working on a surprise build for my wife that'll be for the Ren Fair that we will be attending pretty soon, and I'm going to give it to her today because all of the things have come in, and I think it should be pretty awesome. It will definitely be a build video that will be coming up very soon. So as I'm looking for ideas to do within like a day, my wife suggested doing a pumpkin carving, which makes sense. I got one of those fake foam carving pumpkins from the hobby store, and we've been watching this show on YouTube called The Chit Show. It is like a sketch comedy thing. It kind of gives like Office vibes as far as like documentary style footage. So if you've never seen it, definitely go watch it. It is hilarious, and I thought it would be fun to carve Chit's face, the main character of the show, onto a jack-o'-lantern. One of Chit's catchphrases is "Do it, lady," which is in and of itself is pretty hilarious when you see the episode that it's in. But I thought I would do a spoof off of that and say "Boo it, lady" as the
Do it, lady.
words at the bottom of his face. So without further ado, today we are carving a pumpkin. Let's get to building. There's not really a whole lot to this video. I literally just found an image of his face from his merch, printed that along with the text I'm going to use on a sheet of paper, and thumbtacked that to the foam pumpkin. You could definitely do this with a real pumpkin, probably for a whole lot cheaper. I don't know what Hobby Lobby is thinking about. $40 for this thing is a bit much. Guess enough of us are using these things now at Halloween that they've decided to increase their profit margins. Anyways, this is how I would go about carving most pumpkins, where I'm taking away the skin to make a contrast of an image. I pierce through the paper and the skin on the pumpkin with a hobby knife to transfer the image. You could also transfer it using a marker if you wanted to. If you look close, you can see my reference lines that I just pushed through with my hobby knife into the skin of the pumpkin. Now I'm going to start removing that orange top layer to reveal the white foam underneath. This outer layer on these foam pumpkins do not really come off easily. I actually had to either carve into the foam at my lines or take a very sharp angle and shave the top layer off. It was a bit tedious to peel back, but eventually I got there. In total, I think it took me around 2 hours. With the real pumpkin, I would imagine this would be a whole lot slimier and messier. It's also nice to know that this carving will last more than just a couple of days like the real one would. With my face fully carved in, now I am moving on to cutting out the letters. These foam pumpkins may be about 1/4 of an inch thick or a little over 6 millimeters for my metric friends out there. It cuts really clean, so be careful not to rush and let the blade slip through parts of your body instead of the pumpkin. Because some letters have pieces that are on the inside of the shape, I have to leave some tabs so that they stay in place. I probably should have picked a different font to make this cutout easier, but I really digged the jagged bottoms on the one I picked out, so I just adjusted it as I went. After cutting out the letters, I decided to try and use a Sharpie marker to black out the tabs that I had left on my B, O's, A, and D. While the light was on, it would be pretty obvious, but probably this thing won't have lights on a whole lot unless it's Halloween, so I thought it might make the white less distracting. I colored on the sides of the tab that I could reach, and if I accidentally hit a part that I didn't want to, all I had to do was go and shave off that piece with a hobby knife. After doing all the lettering, I thought Chit's eyes should glow when the lights are off, so I carved out his pupils. A very dark sentence to take out of context, but perfectly okay in the context of carving pumpkins. On a real pumpkin, this would be where things get really messy, and it'd probably be the first step instead of the last step. I'm going to carve a little lid off of the top so that my puck light can go down inside my jack-o'-lantern to illuminate it. Make sure when you do this with a real pumpkin or a foam one that you cut at an inward angle so that the lid will rest on the remainder of the top of the pumpkin and fit perfectly in place. I got this puck light at my local dollar store for less than $1. You just push the top and it cycles through this rainbow of colors, and there's even a nice little fade pattern in the middle of it. I also have a flickering tea light like I used in my Stingy Jack video from last week, but I just like the colorful one more for this build. I hope you have a fun Halloween, and don't forget, November 1st, all that Halloween merchandise at stores goes on sale. It's one of my favorite days of the year as a prop maker. Go find you some bargains. And we are finished. Here is the end result. Overall, I think it turned out pretty good, and I really love that when the lights are off, that little Sharpie thing that I did last minute really does kind of sell it as it just being floating in the air kind of on the lettering. But yeah, Maybe you'll try and make something like this yourselves and impress your friends with your ability to peel back a layer of foam that doesn't want to let go of the other foam buddies and take a lot longer than you expected it to. Yeah, good to know. Maybe you'll get some...
Success.
And inevitably, they're going to ask you, how'd you make that? Give them one of these. Tell them, much props. Guess I need to go pass out some candy and crunch the numbers. Peace out. If you enjoy what I do here on YouTube and you'd like to see more builds like this one, please consider joining these awesome people listed here with me over on my Patreon to build a bigger, better, more creative community together.